This is on the king's list, and the law of the firstborn, and the law of the seed, how the firstborn is to be the successor, and the row thrown into one flesh is combined. Now a warrior of the north, a mighty commander by the name of On, unites with a wife of the south, Antu, meaning On's spouse is chosen, and a unified dynasty is formed. The land of Akkad, the city of Akkad, meaning the unified city, unity is built. On the celestial one, he brings orders to the land. Governors for each land is appointed, and there's order. In the annals and the records, on the lands unified, and peace on Nibiru is restored. So the first king and queen, On and Antu, bear 3 sons and no daughters. The first of the sons is named Anki, meaning by On a solid foundation is built. Anki is the second king, and in his reign he brings in concubines into the palace, into the innermost. There is no first wife. There is no legal wife, and prematurely he dies without having passed on the seed of succession. So the inheritance then falls to On's middle son, meaning in the middle, Anib. And he is the younger brother of Anki, but the middle son of On. He is the third to reign, and he is pronounced the legal heir. He takes for himself a wife. He takes for himself a wife from the daughter of his younger brother, and she is pronounced Ninib, meaning the Lady of Ib. Anib and Ninib are the rulers of the third. They are the third dynasty. And a son to Anib and Ninib is born. He is the successor. This fourth king is named Anshargo. Okay, so Anib and Ninib have a son, and his name is Anshargol. He is the fourth to reign. The fourth king in this dynasty, meaning An's prince, who is the greatest of princes. He takes for his spouse a half-sister named Kishargo. Half-sister because him and his sister have the same father, Anib, but different mothers. Knowledge and understanding are his main aims. He wants to know the stars, and he maps out the stars. Ashar he names the circuit of Nibiru, and 2 festivals he announces. A festival for when Nibiru is closest to the sun, a festival of warmth, and a festival when Nibiru is farthest from the sun, a festival of coolness. So this replaces all the olden festivals of the nations, and these 2 holidays are to unify the lands. The tradition of timekeeping is established, and the fourth king relating to the number 4 of form and defining a year. The laws of husband and wife are given, of sons and daughters are decreed. Because of the wars of the past, the females greatly outnumber the males. So 1 male is to have more than 1 female for knowing. The seed of succession is proclaimed. Anshargul is the fourth king in the dynasty, born to Anib. His spouse is a half-sister named Kishargul because they have the same father but different mother. Knowledge and understanding are Anshargul's main aims. The cycle of a year he's able to map and unfold. Ashar, he names it. His name Anshargul is representation to the discovery of forming time. 1 year of Nibiru he measures, he defines it, and this is to be numbered and to recorded. The fourth king of the dynasty, Anshargul, creator of the Shar. The Shar to 10 portions he divides. 2 festivals a year he proclaims. A festival for when Nibiru is closest to the sun, a festival of warmth, and a festival for when Nibiru is farthest from the sun, a festival of coolness. Festivals to unite the people, replacing all olden traditions, replacing all the festivals of the tribes and of the nations to unify the people. The festivals are recorded, and these two were established. Laws of husband and wife are given. Of sons and daughters they are decreed. Because of the wars of the past, the females greatly outnumber the males. So one male is allowed more than one female for knowing. But by law, one wife is to be chosen. A first wife she is to become, an official spouse she is called. And by law, the firstborn son is to be the father's successor. Yeah. Anshargul the fourth king, meaning the greatest of princes, a year he measures. To 10 portions it's divided. A shar he calls it. And Shargul, just like his name, a festival when Nibiru is closest to the sun, a festival of warmth is decreed. And a festival for when Nibiru is farthest from the sun, a festival of coolness. This is to replace all the other festivals, to bring together all the nations and tribes and to unify the land under a common time. These two were established. The laws of husband and wife are given, marriage and divorces. By law, one wife was, by law, because of the females greatly outnumbering the males, males were allowed to choose more than one female for knowing. But one wife as an official spouse is to be chosen. This was to be called the first wife, the official wife. Because of this, confusion arises. Because by law, the firstborn son is to be the father's successor. But by the laws, what happens if a firstborn son is born who is not by the first wife, but by a concubine, and thereafter a son is born to the first wife? Who shall be the successor, the firstborn or the legal heir? So in Anshargul's reign, sons are born to concubines, and making the firstborn by a concubine. Thereafter, Kishargul, Anshargul's half-sister and legal wife, legal heir, she has a son, and the legal heir by law, though he's not the firstborn. In anger, Kishargul raises her voice and says that her son should not be barred from succession because she and her line possesses the double seed. Of her and Anshargul descend from the same father, Anib, though of different mothers. So let the law of the seed, the double seed, not be neglected, that her son should not be barred from succession. So let the law of the seed overpower the law of the firstborn. This is what she decreed. And though her being a half-sister of Anshargul, he took it upon favor that this could be a means of resolving confusion. So he decreed it among the courts that confusion would be avoided, and that the law of the seed shall overpower the law of the firstborn. That law shall rule. In council it was agreed upon, and by the king's orders the scribes decreed it and recorded it. Thus these are the first 4 rulers of Nibru. This is before earthlings were formed, before any gods descended to earth. Later on, the planets will be given these names in honor of this oral transmission. And the great cities that are born on earth, like Akkad, they're named after the unified city of Akkad. As above, so below, it said. And this is the story of the first 4 kings. In the next video, I will cover the 5th king in the dynasty of An.